Hi guys, this is Sadek from dwarven.com, and in this video, we'll show you various methods through which you could remove the Magisk modules from your phone. Some of these methods will also work if your phone is in a boot loop or a softbrick state. So I will also show you the benefits as well as the drawback with each of these methods. So with that in mind, let's get started. The first method is by booting to safe mode. This is perhaps the most easiest way of getting the job done, but on the flip side, if your phone is currently in a boot loop, then some phone does not support booting to safe mode in a boot loop. Whereas in case of Xiaomi, for example, if your phone is in a boot loop, you could force reboot it to stock recovery, and from there you could access the safe mode. But in most Android phones, it does not support booting to safe mode if you are in a boot loop or a soft break state. But if your phone is currently working well and good, then it's probably the most easiest method of disabling the module. So what it actually does is, as soon as you boot to safe mode, it will disable all third-party apps, including Magisk and all the modules. Then once you reboot to the normal mode, it will re-enable all the third-party apps, and it will also re-enable Magisk, but it will not re-enable any of the modules. So you could then uninstall the module which was causing the issue, and then your issue stands rectified. So with that said, let me now show you how to carry out this task. So for booting to safe mode in most Android phone, you have to bring up the power menu, then long press on either power off or restart, and you get the reboot to safe mode prompt. Just tap on reboot to safe mode, and your phone will now boot into safe mode. As I have told you before, in safe mode, it will disable all the third-party apps, including the Magisk app as well. So let's just wait for a few seconds and let's wait our phone to boot to the safe mode. The steps are applicable across all the Android phones and across all the versions of Android as well. Currently, I'll show you the steps on OnePlus running the Android 12 and a Poco F4 running Android 13. One is running a custom ROM, AOSP ROM, and the next one I'll show you based on MIUI 14 based on Android 13. I'll show you both these phones. So our phone is now booting into safe mode, and once it's there in the safe mode, you will get a prompt at the bottom left or right at your screen signifying that the phone is in the safe mode. It's more of a watermark, so let me show you that as well. Let's just wait for the phone to boot into safe mode. The boot up might take up a few additional seconds. That's completely normal and nothing to worry about. And as I've told you before, this method is applicable across all the working devices and on some phones which are in a boot loop. So as you could see in the bottom left, it's showing a safe mode. This signifies our phone is now in the safe mode. And as you could see, in my case, as you could see, all the third-party apps have been disabled, and there is no Magisk app as well. And it's the Magisk app name as Droidwin. I have renamed it to Droidwin to pass the safety net test. It's currently disabled as well. I cannot access the Magisk app as well, and rest of the apps are disabled. So in this mode, you can easily access all these system apps. And now if you want, you could take a backup or do whatever task you want. Once that is done, again bring up the power menu, and this time hit the restart button. So your phone will now reboot to the normal mode, and this time around all the third-party app will be enabled and the Magisk app will also be enabled, but all the modules will stay disabled. So you could now re-enable one module at a time and then uninstall the culprit. Regarding this, there are two approaches that you could take. First off, simply uninstall the latest module which you have installed. In most cases, the newly installed module is the culprit, so you could directly uninstall that module. Or if you are not sure the culprit, then you will have to re-enable one module at a time until you are able to recreate the issue. In other words, re-enable first module and check if your phone goes into a boot loop or not. Likewise, keep on re-enabling one module at a time until your phone is once again in a boot loop. Once your phone is in a boot loop, again boot to safe mode, then boot back to normal mode, and now remove the module after which you had faced the boot loop issue. So let me show you with an example. In most cases, as you could see, we are now in the normal mode and we have got the Magisk app as well. Now if I launch the app and go to the module section, you could see all the modules are still turned off and disabled. So in most cases, the latest module is the culprit. In my case, the last module was the full screen immersive gesture, so it might prove to be culprit. So just tap on remove, and with this the module will be removed from your phone. However, if that does not happen, then you will have to re-enable one module at a time until you are once again in a boot loop. So for instance, let's suppose I re-enable the first module and my phone is working well and good. Then I re-enable the second module, and this time around my phone goes into a boot loop. So in that case, I am now sure that the systemless host module is the culprit. So what you have to do is you have to boot your phone to safe mode once again, and then reboot to normal mode. Once you are in the normal mode, all the modules will be turned off as usual. So this time around, you could easily remove the systemless host module and then restart your phone. Upon the restart, the module will be gone and the issue will be fixed. So guys, this was the first method of carrying out this task. The second method is quite obvious one. You could directly use the Magisk app, and it does not require any explanation as such. Simply launch the Magisk app, go to modules, and tap on remove. The drawback of this method is that it will only work in case your phone is working well and good, and it could boot to the OS. If you are in a bootloop or softbrick, then this method will not work. The benefit of this method is that it's quite easy to execute and it's quite straightforward. So anyways, you already know this method, so it does not require any explanation as such. Let's move over to a third method. Third one is the most interesting one. So in this method, this usually comes in handy when your phone is in a boot loop or a soft break state and you are unable to boot your phone to the OS. So if you're unable to boot the phone to the OS, then this is the most recommended method, but it has just one drawback. Using this method, it will remove all the modules at once. It will not give you an option to remove single module at once. So when you carry out this method, it will automatically remove all the modules from your phone. So in my case, once I do this job, it will remove all the modules from here. But the biggest advantage is that you could use it if your phone is stuck in a fastboot mode or is in a boot loop, then you could easily use this method as well. So for instance, let's suppose our phone is stuck in a fastboot mode or is currently in a boot loop. So what you have to do is you have to power off your phone. So for powering off your phone, if you are in the fastboot mode, it's quite obvious. You just have to use the volume keys to bring up the power off and then select and press the power key to confirm it. On the other hand, if you are currently in a boot loop and you cannot access fastboot menu, then you will have to long press the power key for around 15 to 20 seconds. This will force reboot your phone to power it off. So in my case, I could access the fastboot mode. If you cannot access, then simply long press the power key for around 15-20 seconds. And as soon as your phone is powered off, make sure to unplug it from the PC. And you should not see this option. In my case, I am seeing this option. The power charging option is recommended that you don't see this option. So unplug your phone from the PC. Once it's unplugged, now what you have to do is download and extract the Android SDK platform tools on your PC. So this is the platform tools folder, as you could see, extracted onto your PC. And these are the files that you will be getting. As you could see, these are the files of the platform tools. Once that is done, you have to open CMD window inside platform tools folder. So just type in CMD in the address bar and hit enter. This will launch command prompt inside the platform tools folder, as you could see. Once that is done, you will now have to copy paste this entire command. As of now, your phone should not be connected to the PC. It should be unplugged from the USB cable. And then you will have to simply copy this command and paste it in the CMD window. So with this, the CMD window will now wait for a phone to be plugged onto a PC. And as soon as I plug in my phone, let me show you, it will now detect my phone. So as soon as you execute this command, you will now have to power off your phone. So long press the power key, and as soon as the phone powers on, you will see that all the modules will get automatically removed and the command will come into action. So just wait for the phone to boot up. It should, at least even if it's in a boot loop, it's not an issue. It should just be able to access the booter screen. And as you could see, all the modules have now been removed from our phone. As soon as you get a new line, this signifies that all the modules have been removed from our phone. So all you have to do, just to repeat the entire process, first and foremost, you will have to force power off your phone. For that, long press the power key for around 15-20 seconds. Once it's powered off, unplug your phone from the PC. Then you will have to type in this command. And as soon as you have entered this command, replug your phone to the PC and then power on your phone. As soon as it tries to power on, all the modules will be automatically removed and your phone will then automatically boot to the OS, as you could see in my case. Do note that the first boot up might take up a few additional seconds. That's completely normal and nothing to worry about as such. So I'll show you the result as well. And as I've told you, the drawback with this method is that it will remove all the modules. I'll show you that as well. But at least we could access our phone to the OS, and that's all we want. So let me now unplug my phone. Let me now unlock my phone and access the Magisk app. Now from the Magisk app, if I go to modules, you could see all the modules have been removed using just one single line of ADB command. So in case your phone is in a boot loop, it's the most recommended approach to carry out this task. So with that said, this was the third method. Let me now show you the fourth method. For the fourth method, I'll be using a Poco F4 which is running the latest MIUI 14, which is based on Android 13. And in this method, I'll be using the TWRP recovery. So the benefit of this method is quite easy to execute, and it gives you complete control. You could remove individual module of your choice. Unlike the ADB command, in this method you have overall control on your phone, and you could remove the module which you want. But on the flip side, not every phone has a custom recovery. So if your phone has a custom recovery, then only you could execute this command. And as of now, your phone should at least be in a boot loop or a fastboot mode. So let's suppose our phone is currently stuck in the fastboot. So let me boot my phone to the fastboot. So if your phone is currently in the fastboot mode, it's not an issue. But if it's currently in a boot loop, then you will have to use the hardware key combination, which varies depending on the phone. For example, it's the power or and volume up key or power and volume down key. You will have to press and hold this key for a few seconds, and then your phone will boot to the fastboot mode. Once it's in the fastboot mode, you could then boot your phone to the TWRP recovery. You could download the official recovery from the TWRP website or the unofficial recovery from XDA website. Once you have got the recovery, you could then place the recovery inside the platform tools folder on your PC. So let me just grab hold of the recovery file quickly. If you already have a recovery installed, then you could directly directly boot to the recovery mode instead of the fastboot mode. But in that case, in most cases, if your phone is currently in a boot loop, you might not be able to access the fastboot mode. You might not be able to access the recovery mode if your phone is in a soft brick or a boot loop state. At the very most, you could access the fastboot mode. So once you are in the fastboot mode, get hold of the TWRP recovery. And now if your phone has a recovery partition, you could flash it via the fastboot flash recovery command, or else you could use the TWRP just for one-time usage. So for example, fastboot boot and the name of the file, which is twrp.img. Let me rename the file to something shorter. So for the ease of convenience, let's just rename it to TWRP, and it's an img format. I'm currently using the recovery for one-time usage. So type in fastboot boot twrp.img, and your phone should now boot to the TWRP recovery. It will take a few seconds, so let's just wait for the time frame. If your phone already has a recovery installed, then also you might have to take this approach, because if your phone is currently in a soft brick or a boot loop state, you might not be able to access the recovery mode. At the very most, you could access the fastboot mode, and from fastboot mode, you could simply use the fastboot reboot recovery if your phone has the recovery installed. But if your phone does not have a recovery installed, then you will have to either use the fastboot boot TWRP command or use the fastboot flash recovery twrp.img. This command could be used if your phone has a recovery partition. If your phone does not have a recovery partition, then you will have to use the boot command. Or if you already have the recovery installed, then after booting to fastboot mode, just use the fastboot reboot recovery, and your phone should now reboot to the TWRP recovery. So from here, we are now in the recovery mode, and you could now proceed ahead to remove the module of our choice. So from TWRP, you have to go to Advanced, then select File Manager, and now from File Manager, you have to go to Data ADB Modules location. So go to Data, then go to ADB, and now you should see the module folder. From here, as you could see, these are the modules which are installed onto my phone. Now to remove the module of your choice, you will have to simply tap on the blue check mark and then select the delete option. So in this case, let me choose the Magisk overlay, and let me remove this module. Just a minute, files. So up a level. So as of now, let's remove the Magisk overlays module. So tap on the blue icon, or rather select the Magisk overlay, select the module folder, and once you are inside the module folder, as you could see, I'm inside the Magisk overlay folder. Tap on the blue check mark, and you should see the file is selected. In fact, the entire folder should be selected. So I've chosen the Magisk overlays module folder. Then tap on delete and swipe to confirm, and with this, the module has been removed from your phone. Now just tap on reboot system, and our phone should now boot to the OS, and with this, that module stands removed from our phone. So this is also quite a nifty approach of getting the job done. The only drawback of this method is the fact that your phone should have a custom recovery installed. So let me show you one more instance of this example. So currently I've shown you how to flash the recovery and go from scratch. But in case your phone already has a recovery installed, then also let me show you that approach. While I've already done the explanation, let me show you once again. Anyway, let me first launch the Magisk app, and as you could see, under the overlay section, under the module section, the Magisk overlay has been removed. Now let me show you one more sample. Let's now remove the universal safety net fix module from my phone. So as before, this time around, let's suppose that we already have the recovery installed. So first and foremost, let's suppose our phone is stuck in the fastboot mode. So let me boot my phone to the fastboot mode. So either your phone should be in the fastboot mode or stuck in the boot loop. If it's in a boot loop, then you could use the hardware key combination to boot in the fastboot mode. Once you're in the fastboot mode, let's now, I'm in this example, I'm supposing that our phone already has a recovery installed. So if your phone already has a recovery installed, you don't have to flash the recovery. Just use the fastboot reboot recovery command, and as you could see, your phone should now automatically reboot to the recovery of your choice. In my case, it's TWRP. You could also use the PitchBlack or the OrangeFox recovery. So my phone is now booting to the recovery. Once that is done, you now have to again go to advanced, then select file manager, and then you have to go to data, ADB modules, and this time let's select the safety net fix module. Tap on the blue check mark and select delete and swipe to confirm. And with this, the module has been deleted. Once that is done, tap on reboot system, and now I'll show you the result as well. The module should be removed from the phone. So guys, let's just wait for the phone to boot up, and then I'll show you the result. There is one more method which I have shown using the TWRP and the Magisk module, but this method no longer works. Beginning with Magisk version 26 onwards, this no longer works and it's also quite complicated. So please skip this method. If you are using the TWRP method, the recommended one is the method 4 only. If you want, you could give it a try, but I will recommend you that it's quite complicated. So simply skip this method. Just use the first 4 methods. And let me show you. Let me now unlock my phone and access the Magisk app. And if I go to modules, as you could see, the safety net fix module is now gone from my phone. So guys, these were the 4 methods to remove the modules from your phone. Just to recap, the first method is using the safe mode. This is the easiest method, and it will allow you to uninstall the module of your choice. It gives you complete control over your phone. But on the flip side, there are a few phones which will not allow you to boot your phone to safe mode if it's currently in a softbrick or a bootloop state. In case of Xiaomi, you might be able to access the safe mode in a bootloop if you could access the recovery mode, and from there you could tap on reboot to safe mode. But in most phones, if you are in a safe bootloop, you might not be able to access the safe mode. So for those phones, this method might not work. But in this method, once you're in the safe mode, it will disable all the third-party apps, including the Magisk app and the Magisk modules. You will then have to reboot to the normal mode. And once you are in the normal mode, the Magisk app will be enabled, but all the modules will stay disabled. You will then remove the module which was causing the issue. The second method is quite the obvious one using the Magisk app. You just have to go to the module section and tap on remove and restart your phone, and the Magisk module will be removed. The issue with that is it will not work if your phone is currently in a bootloop state. The benefit is it's quite easy to carry out. The third one is via the ADB command. It's the most preferred method if your phone is in a bootloop or a softbrick state, and if you cannot access the OS, then this is the only method that you could carry out. In this method, you have to power up your phone, then extract Android SDK platform tools, then remove the phone from the PC, then execute this command in the CMD window. Then you have to plug in your phone to the PC via USB cable, and then power on your phone. As soon as the phone powers on, it should not access the OS, just the initial boot animation of the boot logo will suffice. So as soon as it notices the boot animation, it will execute this command and it will remove all the modules from your phone. So the major drawback with this method is that it will remove all the modules at once. With that said, the final method is using a custom recovery. The benefit is that it gives you complete control and you could easily remove the module of your choice. The drawback is that not every phone supports a custom recovery. If your phone supports a custom recovery but it's not currently installed, then you will have to force reboot the phone to fastboot mode, and from fastboot mode you could then flash the custom recovery or boot to it using the fastboot boot command. simply boot to it or use the Fastboot flash recovery TWRP.img to flash the recovery to the recovery partition, or use the Fastboot boot command. Once you are in the recovery, then you could use this location data ADB modules to remove the module and just hit the delete icon, and with this the module will be removed from your phone. On the other hand, if you already have the recovery installed, then you have to force reboot to Fastboot mode, then use the Fastboot reboot recovery command, and your phone will reboot to the recovery mode, the custom recovery that is, and from therein you could then remove the module of your choice. And once that is done, just tap on reboot system and your phone should now able to access the OS. So in case of softbrick or a bootloop, the method 3 and 4 are the go-to choice. Out of this, I will recommend you the method 3, the go-to method, and if that does not work, then you could use the method 4. And if your phone is working well and good, if it could access the OS, then you could use the safe mode method, is the easiest method, or the Magisk app method as well. So guys, on that note, I round off this video. If you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section, and please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tips and tricks. Thanks a lot for watching.